Phillies have lost 4 in a row, and if you're counting, they played 6 straight games without Bryce Harper, with no retribution, by the way. They have now a reshaped bullpen. Should I include? Here's the way it is. Romano, Strom, Kirkring, Walker. There's your 4. Romano, Strom, Kirkring, Walker. Seth Johnson, Banks, Ross, Hernandez. And then there was yesterday's game. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't know how yesterday's game can happen. Let's start with the thing that irked me the most. It's so easy to get on Weston Wilson here, right? You know my feelings about Weston Wilson. He's not really a major league player. He's a 4A player. The Phillies forcing him to play left field is a ridiculous concept. But let's look at the 6th inning. Weston Wilson is up against a right-handed relief pitcher. Why on earth would a manager who regularly looks at the lefty-righty situation, why would he trust Weston Wilson, of all people, to hit in that situation? It doesn't make one bit of sense. What does he have confidence in Weston Wilson that he's going to get a hit against a right-handed pitcher? That's the thing that irks me. When you look at the fielding errors, obviously Weston Wilson and the fly ball, he muffs, and then Trey Turner with the ground ball, and maybe the result would have been different. Trey Turner is a seasoned enough shortstop to know that he has to have better footwork. I don't understand how a veteran player, listen, as an infielder, you're taught to keep your feet loose, right? That ball came up on him. But when the ball comes up on you, your feet have to be nimble enough to take a step backwards, and then you scoop. It comes up. But if your feet are in the wrong position, that ball coming up on you is going to hit the heel of the glove. You got to have space to gather that ball. A shortstop, a major league shortstop that's been in the league that long, should know better than to do something like that. But here is the alarming statistic that I just read in the newspaper, in The Athletic. This season, when an opposing batter puts a pitch thrown by the Phillies in play, there is a 31.8% chance it will be a hit. Only the Colorado Rockies, the worst team in the history of baseball, have a lower rate. Now, this is a problem, folks. We haven't really talked about their defense that much. And let's be straight about this. The Phillies are a good team. But we measure the Phillies on whether they can win the whole thing. So it's just not like I'm picking up. I know the Phillies are a good team. I get it. They might be a playoff team. But when we're looking at things like this bullpen and this defensive statistic and the fact that Weston Wilson has to play in left field and that the manager had a brain cramp somehow, it's alarming today. And this is the stuff we need to talk about on the Mike Missanelli Show. Bill Colarulo's here. Ray Dunn is here. Good morning, Bill and Ray.
Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it was a rough weekend to be a Phillies fan because a lot of the problems that I don't want to say we've been ignoring, but that have kind of been brushed under the rug because they have been winning, were on full display. You had terrible defense, as you mentioned. Trey Turner booting that ball in the 6th inning when it's a 2-1 game. You're out of the inning if he makes that routine play. Edmundo Sosa having to play third because of the injury to Bryce Harper, and you got to move Bohm to first. Sosa's not a very good third baseman. That was on full display. And I'm waving the white flag today, Mike. I will no longer refer to Weston Wilson as Dub-Dub. He doesn't deserve a nickname anymore, Mike. I'm waving the white flag. You are correct. Weston Wilson should not be on this baseball team. He should certainly have not been in there in the 6th inning when, like you said, Rob Thompson all season long has, if it's a righty, he goes with Kepler. If it's a lefty, he goes with Wilson. And you got a right-hander on the mound. They bring in the right-handed reliever. Just go to Kepler. Go to Kepler. And then you don't even have Weston Wilson in the field making that disastrous play. But I don't want to put my anger even towards Weston Wilson or Rob Thompson. The issue, I guess, is Dave Dombrowski because you brought in Kepler to be your everyday left fielder, and he hasn't been working out. You're not trusting him against lefties, so that's the only reason Weston Wilson is even getting an opportunity in left field. I don't want to overreact. This is still a very good baseball team, but when you say we look at this team through the lens, are they good enough to win the World Series? Yeah, we're looking for perfection. The bullpen has issues. Left field has potential issues. The defense has massive issues. When you said that 31% of the time, when a ball is put into play, it's a hit, that is the worst batting average the Phillies have had since 1950, according to Matt Gelb. The worst batting average against since 1950 on balls in play with your Phillies, not including the shortened COVID year. I mean, that's just bad.
Here's the anomaly, though. The Phillies are tied with the fewest fielding errors in Major League Baseball. But what that stat says is they're not getting anything. That they're not making plays. They're not making plays on bloops. They're not making plays on balls maybe up the middle in the hole, stuff like that.
Yeah, and look at some of the plays that we've seen so far this season that weren't considered errors. Weston Wilson's yesterday in the, what was it, the 6th or the 7th where he made 6th. Was that the, no, 7th inning. It was the top of the 7th, I guess. That's not considered an error because he just misplays the ball.
Yeah.
Going back to when they had Sosa in left, remember that whole experiment?
Yep.
When that ball drops in front of him and Johan Rojas, that's not considered an error. And we know Major League Baseball now skews to make everything hits.
Right.
So you can't look at errors as the metrics. This is a bad defensive team right now.
Listen, I don't want to sit here and pick on Weston Wilson. It's not his fault. He is what he is. Like I've been saying for the longest time, these guys are what they are. Like they're no better than what they are. Like the Sosas of the world, the Weston Wilsons of the world. And so now it is clearly there's a bullseye on the general manager. The general manager sees the weakness of this team. I just mentioned the bullpen. You want me to go over it again? Romano, Strahm, Kerkering, Walker.
He's the savior.
Walker, Seth Johnson, Banks, Ross, and like that's your bullpen. That's not good enough, and it is up to the gentleman. Like I sit here and go, well, maybe he's got a plan. Maybe he's smarter than all of us, and he's looking at all this stuff. He knows who he needs to acquire, who he doesn't need to acquire. But I'm looking at it right now, and I'm going. There have been two things that bugged me the whole time. One is that you expected to get something out of Weston Wilson, and the other is that you think your bullpen is good enough by just moving people around and shuffling chairs. Like, that doesn't work. Quality works. So it is up to Dave Dombrowski now. The Phillies are a mystery to me. Good team, just maybe not good enough when you get to the big games in the big series.
Yeah, and when you look at their record this season, even though they're 36-23, they're now 13-15 against teams above 500. They have not performed very well against teams above 500. They're going to be in Toronto starting tomorrow. Toronto is a team that's above 500, so we'll see how they fare in that series. But yeah, how good are the Phillies? Because I have been a little higher than you have about this Phillies team. But even if they fix the bullpen, did some other issues get exposed this weekend?
Are we talking about Luzardo, maybe?
Well,
are you talking about Luzardo?
Here's the concern with
Luzardo. You had him as
Luzardo.
Sandy Koufax.
I did. And here's the concern with Luzardo. You look at his numbers from last season before he got hurt. He threw 66 and 2/3 innings, right? He just passes that total in his last start, and then his first start after passing that total, he does something we haven't seen since 1938 in a Phillies uniform, give up 12 earned in less than 4 innings pitched.
There's two things there. Number one, you leave him out to die like that, or two, how could a quality pitcher be that bad? Like that's what I don't understand. A quality pitcher like Luzardo should not be giving up 12 hits.
12 runs, you mean?
And 12 runs. Well, he gave him
12 hits too?
12. I think it was 12 hits, wasn't it? In any event, like that should never happen to a quality pitcher.
Yeah, you're right. 12 hits, 12 earned. But look, Luzardo has to be better, and you're not wrong, as I like to say, that he shouldn't be giving up that many runs. They got to get him the hell out of that game, Mike. You do not let him give up 12 earned. He clearly didn't have his stuff. Get him out.
He left him out there to die. They're trying to get outs and try to present. Again, the motivation for doing that is what? They're in the bullpen. They're afraid of their bullpen.
I don't even care about the bullpen at that point. Put anybody out there. Do not let a guy who has been awesome all season long, who has been battling for you all season long, don't let him suffer like that. Don't ruin his ERA. Don't ruin his stats. You pretty much eliminated any shot. Like, I don't think he would have won the Cy Young anyway, but you've eliminated any shot of him even being in contention after that start.
We're going to talk about the fighting Phils, and we got a lot of other stuff to talk about today, a variety of topics on the Mike Missanelli Show, including an NBA Finals that nobody will watch. That's unbelievable. and nobody's going to watch it. Two good teams, two very scrappy teams, two teams that define what the NBA is right now, and nobody's going to watch it. 610-632-0975 is how you get into the Mike Missanelli Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Back after this.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show, and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos. It's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.